we're going to make some rolls, dinner rolls. You can use them for sandwiches or whatever you might want to use them for. And they're called farmhouse rolls or buns. It's actually a white and whole wheat flour that we're going to use. Now I'm going to use my bread machine, but of course, as always, all my recipes that I make for bread or pizza dough, you can make it by hand if you prefer to do so. So let's get started. In the bread container, I'm going to place 1 1/8 cups of warm water, which I've put in my microwave for about 1.5 minutes. And I'm also going to put in 1 tablespoon of milk, which also I heated along in my microwave with the water for that 1.5 minutes. The next thing we're going to put in is 3 cups of your white bread flour. That was 3 cups. And then we're also going to be needing the whole wheat bread flour, and we're going to put 1/4 of a cup of that in. You're going to need salt, so you're going to put 1½ teaspoons of salt, which I'm just going to put in the corner of my container. You're going to need 1½ teaspoons of granulated sugar. That will also go into the corner. And 1 tablespoon of butter, which I melted in my microwave and then cooled. And it's been at room temperature. And then again, that also will go into the corner. The last thing that you're going to do, of course, is to make a little indentation in the flour where it's going to be dry. You don't want the water to get in that little indentation or spot, because you're going to put your yeast there. And you're going to put in 3/4 of a teaspoon of rapid rise active dry yeast. And you'll put that in the center. And then you're just going to put it into your bread machine, and you're going to use the dough cycle, because you're going to be making them and forming them by hand and baking them in the oven. So just press your dough cycle and you're ready to go. Now I have some of the dough already made to show you, so we'll just put a little flour on my countertop. I wrapped it in some plastic so it wouldn't dry out. And it will look like this when it comes out. You'll see the wheat flour that's combined very nicely in it. And what I like to do is I make about a 3-inch roll out of it. And you know, if I measure it on a scale, if you don't have a scale, you can pretty well judge whatever size roll. Keep them all about the same. And again, really to form them, I just pinch it all together towards the center. I push the center in with my finger and then just round it off. You're going to place it on a well-greased cookie sheet. You can also put it on parchment paper if you prefer that. And these are really easy rolls to make. Now you're going to bake them up at 375, and they're going to take you probably anywhere from 12 to 15 to maybe even 18 minutes. Really depends on your oven. And as you know, all ovens tend to set up differently. Now what I like to do is, once I have them formed, I like to put an egg wash on. Now you can just take an egg and then a couple teaspoons of water, and then I like to just use a pastry brush to brush the egg wash over them, like that. And then I just take a little bit of sesame seeds and I sprinkle those on the top. And again, bake them at 375. Now I have some to show you what they look like when they are done and cooled and put on a cooling rack. And you can see how very pretty that they do come out. And the bottoms are nicely golden brown. And let's cut one open to see how they turn out. And there you have it, a beautiful blend of white bread flour as well as wheat. They're very light and very delicate. They're not extremely dense rolls. I think you're really going to enjoy these rolls if you give them a try, and I hope you do. If you like the recipe, let me hear from you. Leave a comment. As always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.